Today we're going to be talking about the #1 personal finance book of all time, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. And we're going to be focusing on lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Let's get into it. Welcome to Piece of the Pie with Ty. I'm Ty, and I appreciate you guys coming to check my channel out. If you like any of the content in this video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and helps people find the video just like you did. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate your loyalty and you coming to check me out again. I told y'all I got plenty to talk about. And if this is the first time on my channel, please subscribe and come back and see me. My channel is all about making sure people are aware of the different avenues to get a piece of the pie. And today we're going to be talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the #1 personal finance book of all time. It's a bestseller and you guys should definitely check it out. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is by Robert Kitosaki. And let me tell you guys, this book changed my mindset on a lot of things by reading this book. And today we're going to be talking about the first chapter. The rich don't work for money. In this chapter, a young Robert and his friend Mike are trying to figure out how to make money. Robert asks his dad, who's an educated father, he's a school teacher, he asks his dad how can he make money, and his father only tells him, you gotta use your head. And he's telling him to use his head because his father is middle class and he himself is not able to tell his son how to make riches and become wealthy, because he's not wealthy. And that is one of the hard concepts that this book brought to my eyes too. You can be very educated, you can go through school, great grades and all of that, but school doesn't teach you about money as much as they should. They don't teach you about acquiring wealth, investing. They don't teach you any of those things. In school you're taught basic skills, and you're going to use these skills to get yourself a job in someone's company, in some system, and you're going to be reliant upon somebody giving you your paycheck instead of you going out and actually doing something to make a paycheck. You're going to get into the system, they train you up, give you these different trades and skills so you can go into society and make money off of what's already there. They don't teach you how to get out there and just grow wealth. That really opened my eyes. It isn't that the poor are poor because they want to be poor. It's because they don't know how to become rich or to gain wealth, because it's not taught in schools. And then if their parent isn't rich or wealthy, they only can tell them what they know. And that really opened my eyes to the fact that if kids don't have anyone to tell them or teach them how to gain wealth, they're going to be exactly where their parents are, good or bad. It's up to that child to try to learn or go somewhere else to learn. And that's what Robert's father did. He didn't have the answer, so he told his son to go ask Mike's dad, who was on his way to become a wealthy individual because he had several different investments. And that's where the whole concept of the rich dad and poor dad comes from. The poor dad is the educated dad, good dad, morals, but he doesn't know money or how to gain wealth like the rich dad does. So the boys go to learn from Mike's dad, who is the rich dad, and they are trying to see how he makes money. He makes a deal with them to come work at one of his stores, and he offers them very low pay, but says he will also teach them. So the boys sign up for it. And over time, Robert got tired of working for minimum pay. It was highway robbery what he was paying the kids. So he finally got mad, and Mike said, his dad said, let him know when you were going to quit. And he went to go talk to the rich dad, and rich dad told him that was lesson 1. You learn from experience. You think I'm paying you not enough, and you doing what most people do, which is whenever people feel like they're underpaid, they do one of two things. They get mad at their boss, or they quit and go looking for a new job. But neither of those things will really fix the problem. They're short-term solutions, is what Rich Dad says. And he says that because, okay, I give you more money, but you're still dependent on me, your boss, giving you a paycheck. But if you still don't know how to use that increase in pay, you're going to be right back in the same place again. And if you quit, okay, you quit, but then you go find another job, you're going to be in the same predicament. Rich Dad wanted to show the boys that life sometimes pushes you around. And as I said, you're going to do one of two things: quit or get mad at your boss. But there's one other solution that Rich Dad wanted to drive home. You can learn from the experience. Life pushes you around, but you can learn from what life teaches you. That was the first lesson that Rich Dad taught the boys. We all know that life can be a bit unfair sometimes, but it's important to learn from what life is teaching you instead of just getting mad at others. So after that, Rich Dad got even savager. He said, alright, now I ain't gonna pay you nothing. I'm gonna keep teaching you lessons. You're gonna keep working at the grocery store, and I ain't gonna pay you nothing. Robert was mad. He was even madder. He was like, wow, what? He was basically like he was trying to teach him something. His life is gonna push you around, so what you gonna do? And Robert agreed to it. Robert and Mike agreed to work at the store for free. So they started working at Rich Dad's store for free, first week, second week. But then something happened. Because they were working for free and money wasn't the issue, they started to see new things. They found a way to make money by opening up a library for comic books. The young kids figured a way to make money for themselves, and they started their own little business. So they weren't dependent on Rich Dad giving them a check. They worked for free, and they actually started to use their brain because they saw things because money wasn't an issue. So that's basically how the story ended. But one of the takeaways was, a lot of people might not want to admit it, but a lot of times we work for money out of fear. And that fear or contentment does this to us. It puts blinders on us. You might be making the perfect amount of money working for someone else, and because of that, you're content. And I really felt like that's how I was for a long time. You're content. You can pay your bills. You can take care of your family. Shoot, I'm good. I just got to keep coming in to this job that I might like, I might not like, but I just got to keep clocking in, and my family's going to be good. I can pay my bills in my house, and then next month come around, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pay my bills. But if money is coming in, then it go out, then it coming in and go out, but you don't have anything to show for it but what, a 401k, or your house bills are paid. That's fine, right? That's fine. That's contentment. That's what contentment do. But at the same time, a lot of that is fear. You fear if you didn't have that job, if you didn't clock in and get that money, you fear you couldn't take care of your family, which is everybody's fear. Of course, we got kids out here. We got wives out here. We got people that depend on us to take care of them. So fear is a factor when it comes to keeping people in this cycle of month to month, day to day, go to work, come home, go to work. Because really, how many people really want to go in early in the morning or late at night, wherever you're going to work, and clock in and clock out? Do you really want to do that? Or are you doing it because you have to do it out of fear? You can't take care of your family. A lot of people are doing it out of fear. And that same fear keeps them like this. It's an analogy in the book of how, you got that donkey and the carrot going to plow the yard. You put the carrot in front of the donkey's face, and he going. He can't see nothing else. He ain't even thinking about he can go this way and probably can jump the fence, or he can go this way. Now you put that carrot in front of him. Alright, I'm good. We get my paycheck. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. Oh, I'm out here again, get my paycheck. But if he didn't have the blinders on, he might see, oh, there's a field of carrots. Oh, something better than carrots over there. Got apples over there. But the blinders of fear and contentment keep us from looking outside. So the boys weren't worried about money or content with what they were making. So it forced them to look outside the box. And that is what's meant by the rich don't work for money. The rich create money, create assets to generate money so they don't have to work for money. They don't fear having to go in and clock in somewhere because they don't work for money. They look for other things. Prime example, we're in the age of innovation. Whoever came up with Uber could have just worked for a taxi company and kept going around on a taxi company. Nah, they looked outside the box and they created something to generate money. That's what the rich do. So that's what it means when you think like the rich. The rich actually use this and find ways to make money. But if you're caught up in the system and all you know is to go to school, get your education, get a job with trades, you in there, get into some type of system, you're in there and you're making money, which is good. You got to get in there and get some type of income going. But don't have your blinders on. If you're working in trades, maybe, just maybe, if you're working in the trade that you love, maybe you can start your own business. You know, you can start something that makes you money, opposed to going to work for somebody and being dependent on that person giving you a raise, that person paying for your health care, all of that. If you make your own lane, you ain't working for money. You control all of it. You make money. You don't work for money. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad, lesson 1. The rich do not work for money. Definitely opened my eyes and made me think, do I have blinders on? Am I doing all I can to make sure I look everywhere, not just have tunnel vision? Because there's other ways to make money and stay the course. No, I'm not telling you don't appreciate your job. Don't disregard your job, because your job is the vehicle that'll get you where you need to be. But just remember not to restrict yourself to blinders. In the description, of course, is going to be a link to Amazon Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth reading, and it's a reason it's called the #1 personal finance book of all time. If you like any of the content in this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and come back and see. I got plenty more to talk about. Thanks.